Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about bottled cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Tonight on FBC News, SODELPA and FLP confirm post-election coalition. PDP supports return to Pacific Island Forum. And Ayaz Sayed Qayyum says there's no conflict of interest. Hello and welcome to this edition of FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. The Social Democratic Liberal Party and the Fiji Labour Party have both indicated a post-election coalition is likely between the two. The leaders of the two parties have spoken of this at separate party events. Edwin Nand reports.
It's an announcement that's sure to raise a few eyebrows. The Social Democratic Liberal Party and the Fiji Labour Party will join forces, but only after elections. SODELPA leader Rotemu Mukepa affirmed this yesterday in Lautoka.
SODELPA expects to form a stable administration in partnership, ladies and gentlemen, with the Fiji Labour Party and other like-minded parties after the elections. We are jointly dedicated to inclusive, accountable and open democratic governance.
When SODELPA was launched a few months ago, Rotemumu had said they were open to a coalition with any party so long as she and her party led the alliance. However, as things stand, there's no discussion SODELPA and the FLP will join hands before elections. Fiji Labour Party leader Mahendra Chaudhry last week also told a campaign rally in Nasinu they need SODELPA's numbers to secure majority seats in parliament. He was speaking in Hindi, addressing a community of migrants from Vanuatu.
ये आवश्यक है कि हम सरकार में सम्मिलित रहें और इस बार ये अवसर है.
In this election, if the Fiji Labour Party and SODELPA's wins, that is, if you are going to support and vote for us, then we can definitely make up a parliament. We have got the numbers, and I am sure that by uniting, we will be able to make a parliament.
Both SODELPA and the FLP are members of the United Front for a Democratic Fiji, a lobby group opposed to the current administration. When questioned earlier on the possibility of UFDF members forming a coalition, all parties denied any such development. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
The People's Democratic Party is in favour of Fiji returning to the Pacific Island Forum if it wins the election. Speaking at the launch of the party manifesto, PDP leader Felix Anthony says it will restore relations with the PIF based on mutual respect. The party manifesto also says if elected, it will restore relations with Australia, New Zealand and other international partners. According to Anthony, Fiji didn't need to form the Pacific Island Development Forum.
Establishing diplomatic relations with countries may be good international relations, but of little benefit to Fiji. We cannot deny the fact that our closest neighbours are the most important to us for trade and development. We must restore Fiji's leadership role in the South Pacific as a respected member of the region. The formation of a rival forum to the Pacific Island Forum is not the answer.
The People's Democratic Party has also endorsed the reinstatement of the Great Council of Chiefs and giving landowners more say in the administration of Itoke land. Ayaz Sayed Qayyum says there's no conflict of interest in him being the Minister for Elections and a political candidate for the Fiji First movement. He was questioned by voters at a rally in Nakorovo in Rewa, which has been a stronghold of the Social Democratic Liberal Party. Apisalome Doka reports.
Anyone campaigning in what's considered SODELPA country can expect some opposition. Rewa Chief Ro Felipe Tuisawao was part of the audience at a recent Fiji First rally and had some pressing questions for the party Fiji First General Secretary.
Mr. Qayyum, I'd like to ask you, you are the General Secretary of the party, but you are the Minister of Elections. Isn't that conflict of interest? You are in charge of the elections, but you are the General Secretary of the Fiji First. Your interest is in the party, and also you're also supervising the supervisor of elections. I can't see any, how that can happen.
I'm not the one supervising the supervisor of elections. In fact, the minister responsible for elections in 2006 and 2001 was Leslie Ngarase. He was the minister responsible for elections. The minister responsible for elections before that was Siti Beni Rambuka. Both of them were leaders of their parties.
Syed Qayyum says Fijians must understand the elections office works without influence or interference from the government. He adds while the operations of the elections office are funded by the state, there are no strings attached.
I don't tell them what to do. The money that the Fijian government gives to the elections office comes to the minister responsible for elections, because it's your money. So the permanent secretary has to sign off on it. The supervisor of elections is supervised by the Electoral Commission.
Fiji First leader Worengembeni Marama, along with other candidates, has been holding campaign rallies in various parts of Viti Levu. The political movement is expected to release its list of candidates in the coming weeks. Apisala Medoka, FBC News.
Stay tuned. Straight after the break, Lands and Minerals Resources Department opens refurbished office.
Richie FM is #1 in Singapore.
I love Richie FM, it's so hot.
Deke me lala, kai me hi. Tangi tau me.
Richie FM is hot. Here at Rugby Town, Singapore, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva.
It's hot.
Mirchi FM, bon julum.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome back here with FBC News. The Fijian government has spent over $71,000 to refurbish the Lands and Mineral Resources Office in Lautoka. Permanent Secretary for Public Service Parmesh Chand, while opening the refurbished office, said this will ensure government assets are in good condition. Chand says the government has allocated $1 million to buy off office fittings and carry out renovations. More than 70 premises are rented by government departments in all 4 divisions and outer islands. Last year, more than $26 million was paid to rent private property.
In cases where there is no government-owned premises, but the presence of government is necessary, we go out and rent office premises and make it available to staff or to public servants to deliver certain services.
Chand says these expenses are long-term investments. Concerns have been raised by residents and vendors of Namaka in Nadi on the construction of the 4-lane road that's expected to begin later this month. The project is hindering the refurbishment at the Namaka market. The 4-lane part of the project is from the Nadi International Airport to the Vutwalevu roundabout. The 2-lane project is from the roundabout to Denarau, linking to the Queen's Highway. However, questions remain whether the market will be relocated or have a road built around it.
We are a bit concerned about that, which way the roads are going to be going, maybe touching into our land or taking something, some part of our land. So we are just stuck on that. As soon as that is finalized, we will start planning for that work here.
Meanwhile, plans to refurbish the market is expected to be announced in next year's capital budget. These include sealing the car park area, extending the public convenience with a disabled facility, and taking in water tanks for emergency purposes. Well, with just over 12 hours remaining for the 2014 FIFA World Cup finals between Argentina and Germany, excitement is building among fans in Fiji. The few German who live here have begun their countdown for the match, a much anticipated match. Sharon Latha with the story.
They may be small in number, but they'll be cheering as loud as anyone. 1,000 miles away from home hasn't deterred these German nationals from getting into football fever and supporting for their home nation in the 2014 FIFA World Cup final.
And as now we're in the final, I definitely have to watch it and cheer for Germany, and hopefully we'll win.
Monica Oldenburg has been in Fiji for 12 years now. Every time the World Cup comes around, she cheers for her team with the same excitement as her other family members and relatives back in Germany.
Everything has changed since 2006 when the World Cup was in Germany actually. Everybody is into soccer. I mean myself even already from childhood because my brother was a player as well. So yeah.
The die-hard German fan has been following the entire World Cup and says she knew Germany was going into the final even before the game against Brazil was over.
Because I was really happy because in the beginning I was pretty nervous, but when it was 3-0, 4-0 I knew that we have done it. But yeah, it was embarrassing for the Brazilians definitely, and later I felt even a little bit sorry for them.
I was quite surprised with the result. I thought it was going to be a tight match, but then it was very easy for Germany to win. So it was a good game. I was very happy after it.
These fans are confident of a win against Argentina tomorrow.
Yes, it's time that Germany is bringing the cup home, and yeah, I'm pretty confident that they can do it tomorrow.
Joanna Kela has been in Fiji for 4 months now, working for a non-government organization. She will travel all the way from Nadi to Lautoka to watch the finals at the Northern Club.
I hope we win. I would be really happy about that, and it would be nice to have a party after that. But even if we lose, I hope that we're all fine. And
whether Germany loses or wins,
alles Gute und ihr schafft es.
We'll know tomorrow morning. Sharin Lata, FBC News.
Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about heart of cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In the local football scene, Suva has opened a 5-point lead in the Fiji Sun Skippertuna National Football League points table. This after the side beat Ba 1-0 this afternoon in Suva.
Saw them playing in the Fiji factor, and there was some weakness in the bar, especially in the defense. So that's why we kept attacking them, and we scored a goal. We could have scored more goals, but good that we have at least scored a goal and got 3 points.
In other games played today, Rewa beat Nadi 3-1. Lautoka were 2-1 winners over Lambasa, while Navu and Nandrunga played out a nil-all draw. Australia and New Zealand will be eligible for medals at the 2015 Pacific Games, meaning the island nations will have added pressure. The two regional teams will take part in 4 sports, including rugby sevens in Papua New Guinea next year. Team Fiji says the inclusion of the two big guns will mean the fight for the gold will only get tougher.
It's official, Australia and New Zealand are coming to be part of our games, the Pacific Games, which will be truly an Oceania Continental Games from next year.
And the sports that will be included with the Pacific Games from next year will be rugby union, sailing, taekwondo and weightlifting. These sports will be introduced on the terms and conditions as per Pacific Games Charter. And the reason why they've introduced these 4 sports is these 4 sports Pacific countries, the 22 Pacific countries, are able to compete at Oceania level on these sports.
Taking part in these sports will mean the medals will also be on offer for the two nations. This means team sports such as rugby sevens could be fighting it out with arch rivals New Zealand for a top of the podium finish.
In the end, they decided they're coming in as Pacific Games Charter, and as Pacific Games Charter, you cannot differentiate. Everyone who competes for the one medal. And yes, I think we can compete at that medal.
Wong says after much debate, the decision to include Australia in New Zealand was passed.
The monitoring and evaluation of whether this is expanded out further will be determined by the Pacific Games Council and the organising committee. So they'll obviously be monitoring whether this will be expanded or whether they will maintain it as it is.
Could be a start of things to come for the oldest regional games, which has always been close to the hearts of the Pacific people. What transformation the new countries will bring will be known in Port Moresby next year. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
Athletics Fiji is putting all its issues behind and putting all its resources in ensuring its athletes bring in the gold medals at the 2015 Pacific Games. The sport, which has generally been a stronghold for Team Fiji at the regional meet, has already started its preparations with a number of events lined up for its athletes. This is coupled with the athletes doing their training with their respective coaches.
We have been contacting the coaches in various schools around Fiji, especially in the west and in the north. So their coaches are doing their own training with the athletes. They draw up their own training plans. So we're really happy with them, with the coaches and the athletes.
Cricket Fiji has set a target of a top 2 finish at the 2015 Pacific Games in Papua New Guinea. And to start this, the Fijian teams are currently playing build-up matches against the Koreans. The Fijian teams were in action in Suva again today as they took on the visitors. Indra Singh has more on the Fijian cricketers.
Hitting the runs, scoring the boundaries and building up to the 2015 Pacific Games, this was the scene as the Fijians took on the Koreans today. But what is the real goal for the Fijian team for next year?
We are targeting silver for next year. Papua New Guinea is a new addition to ODI status in world cricket. A goal would be a bonus, but as we prepare, it will be silver as our target.
There is also a chance of seeing some youngsters make the cut into the senior side, a change from yesteryears.
There will be a few of them, the under-17s, making it to the senior men's this year. I guess one of the biggest downfall that we had with Cricket Fiji in the last 10-15 years was not really focusing on the grassroots development, on young kids making their debut. 2013 was a year that when we last went to Botswana, average age was 34 to 35. This should be good because it will be half that age, 16 and 17-year-old players debuting for Fiji.
And the side has had a timely reminder from a former Olympian.
If you want to be the best that you can be, you have to set goals and you have to have good competition. There's lots of factors for high performance, but one of the main things is setting those goals and giving it 100%.
Cricket Fiji is also working on getting the best players, meaning overseas-based reps will also be part of the final team.
Having talks with them, the good thing is the Pacific Games won't be held during our season. They very much would like to come, depending on their availability.
Now it's up to the cricketers to match up with the likes of Papua New Guinea. A silver medal is a realistic goal, but winning the gold should never slip the mind. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
It was generally fine today except for some showers in Suva and Savu Savu. Taking a look at the temperatures, 26 was the lowest today in Suva and Savu Savu. Other centres were off by a degree or two. Expect more afternoon showers in Suva and Savu Savu again tomorrow with fine conditions elsewhere. As for the further outlook, some showers over the eastern and interior parts of the larger islands, fine apart from possible afternoon or evening showers elsewhere. Southerly winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate seas and moderate southerly swells. Recapping our headlines, SODELPA and FLP confirm post-election coalition. PDP supports return to Pacific Island Forum. And Ayaz Sayed Qayyum says there's no conflict of interest in being Fiji first candidate and elections minister. On to our poll question. Are you familiar with the voting process? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. Or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply #FBC News. That's your news for tonight. Join Jackie Spade and the team from tomorrow. I'll be back next weekend. Until then, goodbye.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
I love Mirchi FM, it's so hot. Deke me lala, kai me hi. Tangi tau for me. Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singatoka love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva.
It's hot. Mirchi FM, Mirchi FM, it's hot.